Okay, my name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Habit number 2. So, let's talk about Native Americans in movie roles. There are so very few Native American actors that are well known. There are some people who played Native American who are not Native American. One of my favorite actresses that played a Native American who's not Native American is Joan Chen. I suppose you're all thinking, Joan Chen, well, she's Chinese. She's been in things like uh, Blood of Warriors and something about Concubine or something else, and quite a other few movies. And yes, she has done that. But she played a Native American in the movie On Deadly Ground with Steven Seagal. Now, when I first seen the movie and I read the credits, and I was like, it kind of fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie, it really fucked me. I was like, Joan Chen, Joan Chen's Chinese. This is before my Korean friend, shout out to Inquan Kim, who pointed out to me that Native Americans were Asian. Alright? So that should show you that I was way behind the eight ball. As I grew up in the 90s, not even knowing that Native Americans were of Asian descent. So that should tell you how fucked up my life has been in the education world. So, Joan Chen played a Native American. She played an Eskimo. Alright? So another Chinese actress that played an Eskimo is Vivian Wu, another one of my favorite actresses. Now, the thing is, as a person who's trying to break into the independent film business, I'm multicultural, and there are no multicultural people really in starring roles outside of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh, shout out to The Rock. Anyway, moving on. Now, there's Graham Greene, there's Adam Beach, there's Sonny Langston. I don't think I said your name right, and I'm sorry. He played in Predator as Billy. He got killed. The Predator ripped his spine out his back. Well, let me do the movie right. There's something out there that's trying to kill us. Billy, you ain't scared of no man. Whatever's out there, it ain't no man. Yeah, that scene in Predator, and then he died. Then you have the cast of Twilight, those guys that turned into wolves. I have no idea who the fuck they are. Except maybe that Taylor Lautner dude. Twilight was a relationship killer for me, so I have nothing good to say about that movie, but thanks you guys for being there and representing our people. Now, let's see, another Native American, damn it, did I name Graham Greene? Yeah, I named Graham Greene. I named the ones that I know. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Val Kilmer played a Native American in the movie Thunderheart, because he was half Native American. Now, does Val Kilmer have Native American ties? I have no fucking idea. Johnny Depp played a Native American. He played Tonto. Does Johnny Depp have Native American ties? I have no fucking idea. Do I have Native American ties? Yes, I do. Not just because of the war paint, not just because I say so, but yes, I literally do have Native American ties. Am I part of the Cherokee Nation? I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck I get involved with joining the Cherokee Nation. Alright? As a person who's part of Cherokee, it should be my God-given right to actually know. But when you don't have information, and my grandparent did not ever take me to the reservation, so I have no fucking idea how, where, why, or what to do about that shit. If any of you guys know, you can find me here, or you can find me on Facebook. Everything's linked together, I believe. Don't have me lie to you. If it's here, then send it here. If you find me on Facebook, I won't be wearing this outfit, but I will have an Avenger shirt and a bow and arrow, and I will have my Major Victory with shield in hand on the thing. Moving on. Now, Native Americans were depicted really, really funky on TV. And culture shock for me was learning about Iron Eyes Cody. Now, as far as I know, and unless Google is wrong, Iron Eyes Cody was actually an Italian and not the Native American. If you don't know who Iron Eyes Cody is, he's known as the Crying Indian. So, I'm not sure if he had Native American ties, because I don't know if Google is right or wrong, but when I found out that Iron Eyes Cody is supposedly an Italian man, it kind of hurt my feelings. Now, Native Americans on TV, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Gerald Briscoe. Those guys, I'm pretty sure Gerald Briscoe, if he's still alive from the WWE, was Native American. Chief Wahoo McDaniel, I'm a little touchy. Jay Strongbow, I'm a little touchy. But I know that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is actually half Japanese. All right, so it's kind of touchy when you're not sure. But knowing that Native Americans are Asian and they also have a little bit of probably some Russian ties because they assimilated as they went through Russia from Asia into the greater Americas of Alaska and then the whole northern hemisphere, and they splintered down into the First Nations in Canada and then more southern tribals like Cherokee and stuff are down the eastern seaboard. You can get a tribal list because there's no way in hell I can give it all to you, okay? Because I can't remember them. But Native Americans generally in TV have been depicted as the bad guys. Now, if you've seen Geronimo with Wes Studi, that was the guy I was trying to think of, you can see that a lot of Native Americans aren't really getting major league acting roles unless it's like a period piece. So, it kind of fucks shit up. And then there's the guy that played in Renegade is Bobby Sixkiller. I'm only going to call you that because I cannot remember or pronounce your name. I know you have a full-blown name. Oh, yeah, also Wayne Newton, who's a singer who's also Native American, who has been fighting to get the remains of Pocahontas, even though he's not from the Powhatan tribe, etc., etc. Now, throughout history, the only Native Americans that we all tend to know that, besides Geronimo, are depicted as soft. Alright, Swanto, the father of Thanksgiving, is basically depicted as a soft male figure who brought tribes together for this feast after being enslaved by a white man and being freed, etc., etc. Go rent the movie. Sacagawea has never gotten a movie. Pocahontas has quite a few movies. I can give you them all by names, and I'm not talking about the Disney version, but Pocahontas Conquest, something or another, it had Christian Bale in it. Just look for Christian Bale and type in that and Native American movie. Pocahontas had a mini-series. I can't remember what channel it came on, but I watched it. And the only other famous Native American that I know for sure who is actually not real is Tiger Lily in she's been depicted pretty well when they did that TV Fox Peter Pan thing. But other than that, Native Americans have gotten a bad rap on TV and in movies because we've always been the bad guys. Now, unless you go and see the miniseries Into the West, which was pretty good, there are very few depictions of Native Americans as actually heroes or good guys, and that shit has to stop. Alright? Now, when you get into more modern movies like Twilight or some shit like that, yeah, Native Americans are heroes because they turn into fucking wolves. And they fight vampires. And sometimes they team up with vampires. And sometimes, they don't exist at all. Now, here's the thing. So I'm going to get this, and then I want you guys to have food for thought. I'm going to give you food for thought after this. But Native Americans have had few roles in comic books. More in Marvel than DC that I can remember because I'm more Marvel than DC. So we will go off of the Marvel list first. There's two bad guys. Forge's enemy, who I can't remember. And then you have Scalp Hunter. I'm not sure if Archlight was Native American or not. I just know that she was a bad bitch. And then from good guys, I can tell you American Eagle, who's also named Jay Strongbow. And then you have Forge. You have Danielle Moonstar. You have Thunderbird, a.k.a. John Proudstar. You have Warpath, a.k.a. James Proudstar. Any other Native American characters, I've never really gotten to know in Marvel Comics because they haven't really had any Native American mutants outside of Warpath, Forge, Danielle Moonstar, and Thunderbird. Now that's the 5 heroes that I know of Native American descent. So when it goes to DC, I'm like in a total clusterfuck because I don't know any of them. I know Apache Chief, but technically Apache Chief didn't long belong to DC until like a few years ago. He actually belonged to Hanna-Barbera. And the story behind that is that they wanted to put more diversity on TV, so when you see a Native American man going enough chalk, he grows up really, really big. Alright? Now, the reason that they don't have enough diversity in comics was because they didn't have enough writers to go into Native American territory and start typing stories and shit. Now, there are more Native Americans in Marvel. Puma is apparently a Native American, and there's like 3 or 4 more, and they're actually bad guys, but I can't remember their names. And you can Google them and find out who the hell they are. But Marvel has a little bit more Native American heroes than DC and Dark Horse and stuff like that. Now, back to the depiction of them on TV. Most of the time, Native Americans have been played as the bad guys who kidnap and rape white women and other things they do. They steal foxes, they steal chickens, they steal your cows. And they did things and they made to look wild and crazy and stuff like that. And always talking in their native tongue. Well, Hal does mean hello, but I'm not sure which tribe it means hello in. So I'm going to end this with food for thought now. Your food for thought and your homework for the night is the answer to the question, why is there no movies about Native American superheroes? Why is there no movies about Native Americans just being heroes? And have you seen the movie with the Mel Gibson wrote? I can't remember the name of it. Rudy Galindo, I think. I don't remember the name of it, but when at the end when he's running from the tiger and all that stuff, and they run and he hits the sea water and they see the settlers coming in, that movie, Apocalypto, that's the name of it. Why is it that and they were about the Mayans, so that's more of the Mexican tribes, why is it that there aren't really Native American based movies with a whole Native American cast, with a whole Native American story? Because there's no Native American writers and there's no half-breeds like me in Hollywood writing the stories. There are also no Native American cast listers or casting directors, whatever the hell you call it. The guys that get you picked, there's none of them. Alright? So, I'm going to end this as I wipe off this face paint. So, my next video, I won't have face paint on. Just so that everyone, I have one right here, can keep in charge. You know, there really isn't a lot of Native American stories or folklore. Now they had some shows like way back in the 90s. I'm not gonna lie, they have had some shows that were pretty good. They talked about the tribes that became the Big Dipper when the princess had to get rescued and the last of her tribes saved her. And then there was 2 tribes that was at war. And instead of killing them, they climbed the ladder to the sky and became the Big Dipper. Now, which is far different from the Greek mythology of the Big Dipper. But for that, you know, I can't remember the name of the TV show, but they did all kinds of stories. And then there was a TV show called Amazing Stories. They only have Native Americans in a tribe around the fire, but it didn't do anything about, you know, giving them their own spotlight or whatever. So that kind of sucked. But there's no Native American TV shows that only have Native Americans in it. And let's be honest, because tribes fought tribes before the settlers came. So we can't all claim sainthood when we all fought each other. And no matter what tribe you're from, all tribes fought, traded, and there were just some bad apples in every tribe. Now, you know, as of late, there hasn't been a whole lot of reports on Standing Rock. And before that, you know, A&E used to do specials about tribes out west. They never really did too many things about tribes in the East Coast, but the tribes out west, they have put out because they need teachers and they need other things, and they have to deal with alcoholism and stuff like that, and gangs and things in the reservation. And they never really got back with us on any of that. So here's my food for thought. If we're not going to be depicted right, then I guess it's cool for them not to depict us at all. But Here's my note to Hollywood. First off, let's get this straight. My name is James Williams Jr. I'm an independent filmmaker, and I need a job. No. So, let's talk that. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I hope you guys have a good night and appreciate your Native American history and your heritage, because this month is our month. Don't ask me what moron thought it would be cool to get into George Walker Herbert Bush's head and say, hey, let's give Native Americans the month of the only holiday that everybody really celebrates, which is Thanksgiving. So thank you guys very much. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.